when I decided to step out and start doing this, it was my thing.
Right.
And I'm paving my own way and doing it my way. That I spend more
Yeah.
time for, say, my style is just, I talk.
Yeah.
And I break it down to the level because I deal with young people.
Right.
So I break it down to that level. My history, I'm a soldier. I've been a soldier all my life. And law enforcement and soldiering is all I know. But it is, you got to know your audience.
Yes.
And then you present it to the audience. If I'm speaking to a bunch of, those people that are seriously in the Word and they know every verse, every scripture, I got to be technical and make sure I'm correct about all that. But most of the time, I talk about something that relates to the young person, and then I throw where it falls in the Bible right behind it. So then they can correlate the two, because if I start talking like I'm talking to some scholars,
right,
and they're going to all look at me like, what this dude talking about?
That's true.
So when you talking to young people, you got to break it down like that. And the main reason I just started focusing so hard on young people, when I was in school, the professor was talking about, we just had an open discussion about religion and talking about this and that. And this guy started saying, well, my church is, almost all the young people are gone. We don't have any young people in there. And okay, why not? Because everything they did centered around the older people.
Right.
Nothing was there for the young people. No reason for them to stay. So they either got to wait till they get old to get involved,
right,
or they go somewhere else and do something else instead of working to keep them in the church. And, I think that's my calling, to be that and do that, to try to work to educate them, to educate myself at the same time, to learn a little bit more about young people, but, get them excited about going to church, and having a good time. And once you get them excited and you get them ownership of it, man, get out the way. They're going to do it for you.
Right.
They're going to stay there, and I had 2 phone calls today. Are we going to have Bible study tonight?
Wow.
And that was young people calling me, not the, adults, because I usually do it on Monday. But I'm not doing it. I do it the first and the third Mondays. And I need to say the first and third Mondays of every month. We start tutoring at 5 o'clock for kids have problems with their homework. And then at 6 o'clock, we go and we have choir rehearsal. And then at 7 o'clock, we have a Bible study. In between there, we're going to feed the kids and all that. Because when we get finished at 8:15, they've been there from 5 o'clock to 8:15. So I want to make sure they have something in their belly and they're not going home hungry and doing whatever. But the tutoring part is to ensure that every kid has the opportunity to get straight with it and work on different things. My pastor is a math wizard, and I have English and science and history and all the other subjects you may need some help with. We work them. So on the first and third Mondays of every month at 5 p.m., you can come to 3300 Broad Rock Boulevard and get involved. It doesn't matter what church you belong to, because you still in the kingdom. You are a child of God, regardless of where you go or not go. I just want to get away from everybody gets segregated and caught up in the word, but this is my church and I only do stuff here.
Right.
Everybody can help each other. All they got to do is try.
Now, what is your definition of preaching? Because I wanted to ask Sean before he got off, does he feel like he's preaching when he's doing sound? And because I always thought preaching is like standing behind a pulpit and giving a formal sermon presentation. But I think in different things that we do in life, we're preaching.
Yeah. God gives all of us a gift.
Right.
Not everybody is that standing in front of my person preaching. To me, I thought my mom was a better preacher than my dad, but my mom never got in the pulpit.
Right.
But my mom could recite and do and relate it to whatever. But the art of just doing, ushers are preachers.
I like that art.
You got people in the choir, they preaching.
Yes.
The people that standing around doing the sound, they making it right, because 99% of the time, these people are doing it straight from their heart.
Yes.
And that is what they are driven to do. They find their place in a ministry. And when you do that, come on now, the people that do it from their heart work harder than the ones that get a check.
Wow.
To me, and they spend their time because that's their time.
Right.
Because all your work, just like when you paying tithes, not all the time paying tithes or putting money in the church is money.
Right.
Right. It's coins or dollars.
Wow.
It's your work. Because if didn't no one do these things, okay, how would it get done?
That's right.
So it's not all about how much money you put in; it's how much work you put in.
Wow.
So your work is your money. So and answering your question, anybody is a minister.
Wow.
To me,
yeah.
Because you can, as Christians, what we're supposed to go out and talk about, and lead people to Christ. But the key to all that is, to me, you got to go to where the need is. Not, it's a hospital. So the church is a hospital.
Right.
But if the need is over there in them projects or across the street,
right.
that's where you need to go, or on the sidewalk. Because you're going to find people that are in the church.
Right.
But you want to bring the people to the church. That's a gathering place.
Right.
The church should be inside you already.
Wow.
So if the church is in you, you and your church go somewhere and bring the people to the gathering place so we can get them involved in doing something. Because so many people are afraid to go to churches now.
Right. Because,
people are going to judge them or say, she used to be doing that or he used to be doing that. But they forget to look in the mirror because it's a two-edged sword.
It definitely is.
It's a two-edged sword for what you used to do and where you used to be.
Right.
You cannot judge people. You accept people just the way they are.
That's interesting, man, because I was at a leadership day service yesterday at Goodwill Baptist off of Monroe, and the pastor was telling, they had installed some new leaders, but he was telling everybody is a leader.
Mm-hmm.
You might be a leader on your job.
Mm-hmm.
You teach at the school. You're a leader at the school. And I've heard scenarios where, like you said, everybody's a minister.
Mm-hmm.
And he even said that too, but where in churches, we have this, person was ordained or licensed, and that officially makes them a minister in the eyes of the church.
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't get licensed or don't get ordained for one reason or another, and they walk away feeling like, I'm not a minister, I can't serve in the area of being a minister in ministry. And in some cases, they leave the church.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what can you say to that?
We've had this conversation.
Right.
talking about titles.
Right, titles.
And I don't do titles. I don't really care about titles. My name is Charles Sutton.
Right.
And titles don't do anything but just put some emphasis on it. You got to think, I got two brothers. One's a doctor and one's an architect. I'm the low budget brother in the crew. You know what I'm saying?
Know that. Wow.
And I sit around, but I have more fun than anybody.
Right.
Because putting labels on people or things, it doesn't mean anything. It's all about what you do.
Right.
I have known some guys that are some very good guys.
Right.
They're not per se not religious guys, but their ethical beliefs and their judgment are like tops to any.
Right.
And their morals are beyond approach.
Right.
And that makes them good people. And you can learn from anybody. So just learn to love and live, I guess.
Now, why in church today do you think that so much emphasis is placed on the preacher, the minister, the pastor? When you look at Jesus' ministry, Jesus kind of like focused on the people, healing the people. And he had his formal, Sermon on the Mount sermons, but he also preached and ministered to people just in passing,
Because to me, so many churches have become businesses. And they've lost focus on what's most important.
Right.
The people is most important. And getting people to come in the house should be everybody's main priority.
Right.
And you reach out to them in any kind of way you can. You go out and it's not all about where you're at or it's all about what you're doing and how people look at you and all kind of stuff. But preachers these days are under a microscope.
Right.
So they looking to find, see you do something wrong
right.
or figure out
right.
or judge you. Right. I wear this hat sometimes and say, only person can judge me is God.
That's true.
And I say it for real. And I got the hat done just for that reason.
Right.
Because it's the focus. Everybody want to judge you for your shortcomings and or the things that you should be doing. But nobody is perfect. And we all are in sin. We all fall short. But the thing is, you did it, and you pray and you act and you try to fix it.
Right.
And strive for it. Because everybody's looking for that perfect preacher, or that perfect deaconess or the deacon. They want those people to be perfect.
Right.
I don't know perfect.
Right.
And if you sitting around thinking or saying you perfect, you already imperfect. Because I don't know anybody that's perfect.
Right.
And I know some super Christians. You know what I'm saying? But
now, we in Richmond, Chesterfield, Midlothian. We got a lot of churches. If you just go down Courthouse Road, you might be able to count 20 churches each way, up and down. 27. What advice would you give to the young woman or young man or seasoned woman or man who desires to preach?
The thing is, find the place that makes you comfortable.
Right.
I mean, when I first came here, I want to say big up to Bishop George Robinson, that he saw more in me than I saw in myself. Right. That was before I even went to, and when I tell you he made me work for it, he made me work for that piece of paper.
Yeah.
Every weekend, and at the same time, I had kind of started going to Second Baptist then, but I had committed myself to going that road with him and going and doing in the afternoons after I finished church and doing whatever he wanted me to do. That's what I did. Wherever he wanted me to talk, I mean, he done did it. So I done went in the building. And I think I'm just going in there following him.
Right.
And I walk in the room. He said, "Yeah, you preaching today."
Now you said
after I get in there,
you said two words that I think is absent sometimes. You said like I heard commitment, and then in some of what you heard, I heard sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Now, how important are those two?
If you don't sacrifice for something that you deem is important,
right,
or you don't commit to it,
right,
you're gonna halfway do it. I'm not one of those guys that's gonna halfway do anything because I hate to lose.
Right.
I'm an athlete by trade, and I always play sports and being competitive. So I like to win what I'm doing, but it is once I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. My thing is I try to do too many things at one time, I'm a work in progress with that one. But I'm committed to whatever I say I'm doing, and I strive to do it. You tell me you want to make it have 20 people in the room. In my mind, I'm already trying to figure out how I can get 50 in the room.
Wow. Yeah.
So I don't want to be average. I want to always be above average, but you got to create that commitment.
Wow.
And that's, if you're not committed, how are you going to make someone else? I go back, my grandfather was one of the wisest guys I ever met, but he was one of the least educated guys I know. And he would sit there and say, how are you going to expect someone to believe in you,
right,
if you don't believe in yourself?
Right.
And that was his favorite thing, and he would always tell me, and when I was little, I didn't know what he was talking about, but I got you. I guess he was he said, you'll get it one day.
Right. And
now, it's the truth. If I can't believe in what I'm doing, I won't put the same effort in. But if I buy into it, and then, the definition of a leader, we talked about leaders a lot, a person with the ability to influence others to do something with little or no effort. And so if you sit here and you trying to influence people to do something, or you want them to understand or get on board what you're doing, you got to get them there. First, they got to buy into you.
Right.
And then once they get in there, then they got to watch what you're doing. Then they got to see that vision. Once they get on board, most of the time they're going to tell you, get out of the way. I got this. I want to do this. And that's when you start smiling because they got it.
Right.
They got it.
Right.
They got it. I mean, I got a small staff. It's 4 of us total. And we do a lot of work. And, I love them. I tell them all the time I love them because they put up with me. Because I will sit up there and I'll be sleeping in the middle of the night and I'll have an idea and I'm texting them saying, I hate to text, but I'm texting them and I'm saying, okay, we're going to try to do this. And they like shaking their head.
Wow. Now, I know we just celebrated Martin Luther King's birthday.